avoid the area. Now, a hoard of Bronze Age weapons that were found in West Cumbria have been declared as treasure at a court in Cockermouth.
They were discovered by a local metal detectorist earlier this year, the latest in a series of finds from fields in that area.
But some detectorists feel that the hobby is attracting people who perhaps aren't fully aware of the law surrounding it. Kieran McFadden reports.
Unearthing history is becoming an increasingly popular pastime, thanks to shows like Detectorists and the publicity of big finds. Justin Bell is a metal detector from West Cumbria, who has found 5 treasure hoards through his time searching nearby fields. He says the uptick in popularity of the hobby has meant many new detectorists don't know the rules of where they're allowed to go.
Everywhere in the UK and England belongs to somebody, and you need permission off the landowner before you can detect. So people often go on to footpaths thinking that they're okay, or common land, but it's not okay. The footpaths run through somebody's land, so you have to get permission from the landowner before you can detect on there. It can cause a problem, and I think it is great to publicise things that we do find. But farmers go out on the land, realise someone's been digging in there, and it stops my permission. Farmers will then be reluctant to give me permission to go dig in their land because somebody else has already been there. Illegally. That's classed as theft.
The law says anything found that's suspected to be treasure must be declared, and if the coroner rules that it is treasure, they must offer it up for sale to museums. Justin believes some of the rules of etiquette are also being flouted by enthusiastic amateurs.
When you dig a hole and you've taken out your find, you fill that hole so that it looks exactly like it was before you walked in the field. I've walked into fields where somebody's been detecting and it looks like a molehill. You find a lot of scrap. You find medicine tubes from the 1970s, that's when they were metal tubes, bits of lead. The thing is, if you find anything, you take it home with you and you dispose of it in the correct way. You don't put it back in the field. If you put things back in the field, and I come back in the field to detect, I'll find that signal again and dig the same piece up. It's not fair. Just take it on with you.
This is how it should be done. Recently, this hoard of 4,000-year-old weapons from the Bronze Age were found in West Cumbria by local detectorist Mark Wilson, having obtained permission to excavate 42 fragments of swords, axes and spears. If a museum buys the treasure, the reward is split between the finder and the landowner, though Justin says it's worth remembering what the hobby is all about.
The things I've found aren't worth thousands, but historically they're priceless. But it isn't all about the money. My granddaughter goes down to the museum and she sees the hoards that I've found and she tells everybody, that's Grandad's treasure. That's my reward.
Discovering something from the distant past is a great thrill, but it should be done carefully, not at the expense of what's here now. Kieran McFadden, ITV News.
Yeah, some good words of advice for a hobby that is becoming much more popular. Now, you might